And when I was in love with the Bohemia instruments like accordion, I ended up saying, how can I have one that's big? So I just started bumping out kids and twins. And now I have an accordion style bus. My love of Bohemia led me to Giant Family Big Bus.
Why did you turn into a water boy? You turn into Adam Sandler's The Water Boy. And I loved it. But also why?
Well, Bohemia? So good. I haven't. I can't wait now.
Oh yeah, BeatiDudes. Welcome to another rip-roaring adventure here on the podcast ecosystem of the BeatiDudes, something that's bringing humorness, holiness, and everything in between as we walk arm in arm in authentic fraternity. We are chasing our relationship with Jesus, but we're doing it together. One of the ways that we get to experience the living Christ. I'm like the Micro Machines man from the 1980s.
That is before I was born.
My name is Jeff Shufflebarn. I am the oldest of the hosts, and I am joined by Nick Besner.
The youngest of the hosts.
Wow, neat title to have there. And
I was close. I was almost in the 80s. I was born in 90.
You were
as close.
Gosh, and Paul Kolker, a man who knows the 80s.
Yes, the middleist of the hosts.
I've always called you the middleist.
Thank you.
It's a term of co-host endearment.
Indeed.
Hey, I was reflecting on our shows, right? We get to travel and do shows at cool conferences, sometimes really like big name authors and people like end up in town to be on our show or whatever. And I think there's this like connection to that's so interesting to me because we get to hear about their story, their speech, their book, their whatever. I love those shows. But then there's some shows where we get to bro out. Like one of our bros stops by. Even if it's a bro you don't know, you will.
That's right. That's right.
That's my weird way of saying the person we're bringing on right now is not a celebrity.
To some.
Yet.
That sit in my classroom all day long.
Oh, you are.
I am the
celebrity.
Guy.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the voice of Mathew, Zeik. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Jeff.
To the people that sit in your classroom, first of all, they're tiny humans, right?
Nah, not so tiny, but tiny-ish. They're tiny. Yeah.
They're the middleist.
They're
of
double
humans.
digits. They're 10 years old.
10 years old.
Trying to be
like
20.
little hobbits.
Yeah.
Would any of my references ever land with them? No.
Not from the 80s.
Micro Machines, no. But I am a bicentennial baby, so I've stepped on some of those. And
thank you.
I know why they're banned.
Stepped on. So it's interesting to me because you, in your classroom, right? How old are you teaching right now? What grade?
Fifth graders.
Okay,
so
fifth
10-year-olds going on 11, but
who do they think is a bigger celebrity, you or us?
They have seen the BeatiDudes.
What?
They have seen the BeatiDudes. Yes, yeah. Every now and again, I'm like, hey, check out this little clip, guys. Especially, some of your bigger shows that are just amazing. And they've asked me to rewatch it in Lent, the show that you guys did with Father Dalton on the Shroud. Oh, I showed them some of that. They were like, we need to show, we need to see more of that.
So we made it into the schools, the elementary schools.
Yes. Yeah.
Which for all you future BeatiDudes guests, that's why our primer says, don't do stupid things on the show. You can have tough topics, but don't say stupid things.
Fair.
I saw that today and I thought, man, I'm going to be with big people right now. Why can't I let my hair down a little bit?
Big people.
Can I do big people things? We can have big people talk. Well, let's back way up to when you were a little purple.
little person?
Yes.
Little person.
Purple people eater right now.
There you go.
I remember that one. Do you know that one? Purple people eater.
I've heard the words.
One-eyed, one-horned, giant purple people eater.
Yeah. I don't know. Is that it? It's just the song.
It's not Barney.
Annoying
It's
song.
actually pretty amazing.
It's like the original Baby Shark.
Oh, wait.
Like annoying.
That's probably a good comparison, actually.
I think they got worse as they got like into the 90s and you had to like totally protect every little part of a kid. Like the Purple People Eater ate people. Come on.
Sure.
Barney just wore sweatpants
Baby
that were
Shark
too
is
big.
just annoying.
Baby Shark's annoying. Hey, I have a real question. This is a throwback. I saw the Beach Boys at the Catholic Charities Gala on Saturday night. You know what they do? They have 2 original members and they have like 7 other people who sound exactly like the original everything.
Oh, wow.
So like you're getting both, like the real sound and the real people. I understand why they've created such a dynasty. They were awesome and have 1 million #1 hits, but also it was awesome.
They know how to put on a show.
Yes, sir. like the BeatiDudes.
Yeah, sure.
But this is a legit question. Do you have a Beach Boys song that I'm like, what do you want to hear? And you're like, I want to hear this one. Like, what comes to mind? And I'll start with Mr. Zeik. Beach Boys. I could feed you some lines, but I feel like I'm leading the witness here. Here, wait, Paul, you got one?
They have.
Go ahead.
Oh,
Don't.
You're gonna
Judge
get it wrong.
me.
You're gonna. This is gonna be
They've
Earth,
got
Wind, and
some
Fire.
Christmas songs that I like.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah.
They do.
Oh, like
They have
Couldn't name
they have
one
a
of them.
really good Christmas album. There is one that's like,
Yeah.
wouldn't it be nice if it was Christmas and we wouldn't have to wait so long?
So this Christmas, my kids were like, "Who is this?" Because we're just listening to the radio. I'm like, "Oh, let me tell you."
Hey, no.
Yeah. So it was kind of neat. Yeah.
What kind of song comes to you?
Surfing USA?
Yeah.
Is that like? Did
Let's
they?
go surfing
I know they
now,
did other
everybody.
songs.
Can't
but-
beat the classics.
If we never get Tebow to sign this table, we'll just turn it into a surfboard and we can do it right here on the tiny table, the tiny surfboard.
We could surf this if we needed to.
Oh yeah, in an emergency, I could surf this for a mile.
what is the emergency in which you would need to surf?
Just in an emergency, Paul.
No. I want to know what the specific.
Here comes a tsunami.
What
through,
was? Well, yeah,
through,
okay.
through town.
I'll give you one.
Through North Texas.
Yes.
Listen,
It's a
I'll
big
give-
one.
Tsunami.
The elevators are down. There's a storm coming. Get down the stairs as fast as you can. I'm gonna pop it, lock it, set it on the stairs. I'm gonna
Surf
surf
it
this
down.
down. Yeah, singing Beach Boys, and I'm gonna pop it, lock it.
That was their song, right?
That's right.
That's
Do you have
it.
a Beach Boys song?
Little Surfer, maybe.
Yeah, Little Surfer
Yeah.
Girl.
Little Surfer. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that's
one.
the girl, Little Surfer Girl.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
that one was catchy. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm with you on both of them. I thought for some reason the song I wanted to hear wasn't going to get played. It's called Sloop John B. And it's
I'm only
so
familiar.
hoist up the John B. sail, see how the mainsail sets. It's an incredible song, but it's nothing like any of their other stuff. It's like these guys running around on a sailboat and the captain drinks too much and eats up all of his corn. Like it's the craziest lyrics you've ever heard. And it came on, and
Such a
me and the guy
simpler
hosting
time.
me, we were like, it's like we both got transported back in time. We're 20-something years apart, but it was like being teenagers together. Like, so hoist up the... Anyways.
That's
You
fine.
requested it, or they just happened to
No,
have it.
nobody
as
asked
own?
me anything about what I wanted that night.
Sounds like there's more to the story, Jeff.
I just sat there in my chair and they delivered. But I mean, it sounded incredible.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
kudos to a band that can keep going. I know like some of those songs were written 46 years ago or something like that. And I can only picture BeatiDudes 46 years from now. You know, that's going to be twice my lifetime.
I don't even want to think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see what happens then.
I look forward to those episodes.
All
Yeah.
right, we're going to go back to Little Purple People Eater, Mathew Zeik. Zeik? Is that how I say this?
Zeke.
Where's that from? Zimbabwe?
All my life, we thought it was the family lore was that it was Polish,
Okay, I believe
and
that.
that my great grandfather had modified it
Sure.
because nobody could read it or say it or
Sure.
write it. So, this past Thanksgiving, I was home in St. Louis. That's where I grew up, and my dad said, "Got to break it to you here. Got evidence.
What?
Family traces back not to Poland but to it's Bohemian. It traces
Where
back
is
like
that?
to it's right next to Poland. It's like the Czech, what now
Kind
is
of
kind of the
region.
Czech Republic.
Yeah.
So I'm Czech
Wow.
actually.
So you went
But
from
Polish
thinking-
to I mean my grandfather was everything was Polish. My father's father Polish this Polish that, everything Polish all the time. But
You're a teacher. Where does the word bohemian come from?
Queen.
Rhapsody?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Queens, New York. It's the rap city.
Not bad. Not bad.
Oh, what's best is when Jeff is tickled with himself.
It's frequent.
Dude, that one just happened. That was not up here.
That was a good
It was
one.
just coming over the mouth.
When you,
your laugh pitch got way up here.
He goes full Mickey Mouse on us sometimes.
great.
Yeah.
I'm the best thing to happen to Mickey Mouse.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, hold on. I'm literally like bohemian.
yeah.
Like
Like the style.
I remember, parts of New York they would call it Bohemia, right? Like what is that even like a boho. What does this even mean? Come on, you're a teacher. Can't you like work your way through this mentally and tell me why Bohemia is
You
next
should
to
have asked me some other
Czechoslovakia?
Greek or Latin roots.
Yeah, why are you getting so aggressive about Bohemia?
I want to learn something.
You might be confusing boho with Soho in New York.
But no, but in Rent, they talk about Bohemia.
Yeah.
And then I watched, whatever. It was a stupid symphony. I've been to a couple of those.
The one you fell asleep at with
The
your
other one
wife?
I fell asleep at.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, hold on. So
So you're Czech.
I'm sorry that happened to you over Thanksgiving. How are you doing?
Identity
I
crisis
thought it was
much?
neat. It's amazing how much you can find out now.
Is it because y'all did 23andMe and it came back and said
It
you're
was
Bohemian?
some aunt of my father's aunt that had just really decided to do the deep dive and really figure it all out, and kind of came up with the most amazing little, scrapbook portfolio of all these newspaper articles that you can still print out that were on
Nice.
microfilm and everything. And it was pretty amazing.
Wow.
Microfiche?
Yeah, just the stuff that she could dig up just blew my mind. I thought, wow.
Are you
That's
into that
awesome.
kind of stuff, the genealogy and the history stuff?
I'm not.
Yeah.
But people are.
Somebody in your family needs to be.
Yeah. You just need one.
This- yeah,
Like you need one
everybody-
doctor, you need one.
Raise one of your kids
Yeah.
to care a lot
Yeah.
about your family history.
But not become Mormon in
Why?
the process.
What does that do?
So,
No, only
they just have
because
a hard, like a.
the Mormons, I'm not a Mormon theologian, but
Yeah, but you just threw me for a
if
loop.
I'm
so
not
I'm ready.
mistaken, a major tenet of that faith system is that one can, going backward in time, achieve salvation for one's family tree through one's own faith.
Oh.
Got it.
Something like that. And to identify those people, because you have to kind of believe in their name,
Yes.
so that they're very big on doing
So
these.
know the family tree so that you can make sure you're covered. Both like your descendants and your.
It's interesting
ancestors.
because there's some ulterior motives there. Again, I don't want to
Yeah,
besmirch
sure.
any
Yeah, we don't
people.
need to do that. I think though, instead of 23andMe, we do Proverbs 23andMe, and it works out really well. Psalm 23andMe.
Should I look up Proverbs
because
23?
I meant to say Psalm.
Were you going with the Lord
You
is
were
my
trying to
shepherd?
set yourself up.
I threw in a Proverbs. What is it, by the way? You don't have that. Come on.
I don't have Proverbs 23 memorized.
You did some time in seminary. Let's go back to while he's looking this up, little
Proverbs.
Matt. How many years?
So I did have the grace
There you go.
of
It's a
having
blessing.
spent many a year as a seminarian.
This one. The heir apparent was in the seminary.
So that was my path. That was from the time I was 13, actually. I just
Wow.
turned 13. I went into a minor seminary.
Yeah.
You don't find many of those nowadays, but there
Yeah.
are. Yeah. So I leave my big family. We were 11 of us. I go into the seminary.
One of 11.
Big family. So I go into the second oldest.
I'd go to the seminary too. Little
I
call.
left
a lot
home
of chores around here.
and would never, not for any amount, I mean, hypothetically, right, I couldn't change it, right, but just consider it all a grace, because grew up in a great Catholic environment. My family went to Catholic school all my life. My dad worked extremely hard to make us all able to do that, and ended up at 27 years old discerning that it wasn't my calling after all. I had spent all those years.
You were 27 and you spent more than half your life in
at
seminary.
that point. I had.
That's incredible.
And
Wow.
I was getting close. I wasn't ordained or anything, but in studying theology, and I just
there had to
discerned.
be people betting on what day you were going to pick one way or the other. Like there was priests everywhere that lost money when you.
He's doing it. He's not doing it. He's doing it.
Hey y'all, Kevin Fitzpatrick here. I have a course called Major Gift Millions that teaches nonprofit fundraisers how to raise more money from their top donors. Normally, it's $1,500, but if you click the link below and use the coupon code BeatiDudes at checkout, you can get enrolled for free today.
So I had temporal vows. The way it works in canon law is you profess vows after a period of time in novitiate. So I was 2 years in the novitiate.
Okay.
So it's with a religious order.
I was.
Okay, which
It
one?
was with the Legion of Christ.
Okay.
With the Legionaries of Christ. So I took professed my vows, and then renewed year by year by year, up until 9 years, which is when you would kind of reach the maximum limit to be able to have temporal vows, and you would have to make a perpetual profession.
Oh, yep.
And that was a step I just didn't make. I kind of year by year renewed my vows, right? And one really doesn't make a distinction. I didn't in my mind. I was like consecrated to God, but there was that one technicality, and I just never felt that absolute certainty in my heart that that I'm going to make my perpetual profession.
That's part
But
of the sermon.
I was a consecrated person to God, and then it was weird. The time would come every year, and it would just kind of, I would be like, oh, well, I'm just going to renew again. I do pray on that more next year. Like I'm making that's kind of a bigger step because it's now a more canonical step.
Dude, this is you spent 14 years. I know we're about to go into Proverbs 23, which is the new app I'm launching so that you can go back in time and not save everybody. But you did that long in seminary and got out and have this bustling family with lots of kids and a beautiful wife. Like that doesn't sound possible unless you started preteen, which apparently, I'm going to say you were 12 and a half, but when you started, you were 13. Like that's an incredible lifetime.
Yeah.
Like you got to live, you got to live the life of long-term seminary, consecrated,
Yep.
and family and diapers.
And one's own growing into a mature, formed Catholic young man. Not that I couldn't have done that another way,
Sure,
because God has many ways to do it. But my path, that's what it was, and it kind of all the dots connect. I just see it so perfectly now in hindsight, and which is why I wouldn't take out or replace any one of them because they had to be in that zigzaggy kind of way that was perfect for God.
Well,
to kind of make me who I am today and do what I do today.
I don't know what happened with the 10 other siblings, but I'm just hoping that we can reconnect with some of them through my new app, Proverbs 23.
Yes, so Proverbs 23 warns against being associated with people who lack self-control.
For real?
Oh my goodness. It is the Jeff Scheffelbein app.
It's the Jeff Scheffelbein app.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Wait, does it say, or you might be sanctified by their presence? Does it say that?
It says, not only, or wait, here we go.
Not only is my favorite start to a sentence.
Here we go. No. All right.
only
Apply your heart to instruction and your ear to words of knowledge. Do not withhold discipline from a child. If you strike him with a rod, he will not die. If you strike him with the rod, you will save his soul from Sheol. My son, your heart is wise. My heart too will be glad. My inmost being will exult when your lips speak what is right. Let not your heart envy sinners, but continue in the fear of the Lord all the day.
All we gotta do is package that up and sell it.
There you go. Yeah. What's that called? When you
As a
sell
kid,
holy things?
with a rod.
Yeah.
It's an extendable.
Oh, nice.
The app makes your phone extend and hit people.
I've got a yardstick, and I'm going to show this clip in
Yeah.
the classroom and be like, just
Look
that's what we talked about, guys.
Guys, this is from the Lord. Wait, one of 11, which one of them?
I'm the second oldest.
Oh, that's like a really tough spot to be in with that many people. You're not the oldest, and then there's just a bunch of you. Like,
Yeah. And my mom, get this, she had 3 sets of twins back to back to back.
What?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, this
Yes,
is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Which
And I
numbers?
remember
Yeah.
just being the big brother that was, helping out. Ooh, worst job in the house. High chair duty.
Go on. It's messy.
4
High chairs. Oh, my goodness.
next to each other. And when the 2 graduated out, the other 2,
Yeah.
it's just 4
2
high
out,
chairs.
2
You have to
in,
clean
always
them.
4.
All the little nooks and crannies.
Always 4.
Oh my goodness.
Did
These
you
are
have
the
dogs?
old school.
Yeah, those get nasty. Did you have dogs or anything in the house? I just lay those things
we
down.
did have a little dog. This came up in the classroom today. I was
Just
asking
lick
him
'em
about
up.
dogs
Lick 'em up.
today.
What came up in the classroom?
Dogs. We were talking. Somehow we ended up on dogs. I was curious. I said, "How many of you?" I'm just curious. We were studying vocabulary, and some word came up, and I said, "How many of you, your parents, put money into getting like good quality dog food?" And it was like half the class, and the other half was like, "We just cleaned the floor."
Yeah.
And so that's what I had some students tell me, like,
So my student is a 5th grader. We actually have daughters that are the same age.
Yeah.
And they're all both in 5th grade.
Yeah.
What did my daughter, do you remember what my daughter said about our dog? What?
oh, she said, "Mom, just
Yeah. Come
Something
over here and clean
spills.
this up. Yeah.
come over here."
The baby threw up.
Yeah.
Get over here. Dude, this is a true story about, I remember when my daughter, the oldest, Lorelei, who's in your class and loves you, like she really thrives by how easy it is to get you off on random topics.
It's true.
Hands up, right?
I have to confess.
She told, when she was younger, I had a teacher stop me, not at the Highlands, somewhere else, and it was like a Mother's Day Out program. And he said, this girl's like 4 years old. We're so sorry to hear about your dog. And I said, why? What happened? Well, we heard that the dog ran out and got hit by a car. And I'm like, you did? Like, yeah, Lorelei said my dog's dead. And I said, Lorelei told you the dog's dead and it got hit by a car? And they're like, yeah, is that not true? And I said, no, I think she's just acting. Like, I think she's just practicing to see what it's like to be in a different place. And she practiced being sad for you and you fell for it. So our dog's
on
at
you.
home. Yeah, that's your problem.
That's on you.
That's what I taught her. That's Jeff 23. Oh, man.
There's something about lying in there. I skipped some verses.
There was, yeah. You know what I
no.
tell people? Like, say those things and say if you're lying, say yes. That way you have a clean conscience that if somebody asks you, tell them you're lying.
Oh, yeah. That's perfectly fine.
Perfectly logical. Yeah, so, but she just, both of our daughters played key roles in the Lion King musical this past weekend.
Very cool.
We had Scar,
So
and then we
good.
had Samala. What's her name?
Nala. Which is pretty, it's kind of like the character that really is a heroine. She's
Agreed. She saves it all.
she does. She's
Simba
the one
is.
that tells him, come on,
Simba gets
Simba,
all the credit.
be who you are.
Cut this out.
Yeah.
Get back to
So
you know
get back
who
to
you were
Pride
made
Rock.
to be. And so
do you have
kinda
any
shocks them
Lion
into
King
reality.
jokes, any of you? One time I was on a date with my wife and her friend texted her a joke and it's Lion King and it says, why did Simba's dad die in the Lion King? Because he didn't Mufasa. Okay. And I'm like, that's pretty funny. And I immediately, because I can't stop the mouth from moving, I said, text this back to her. And I made this up on the spot. I'm pretty happy with it. Kind of goes back to an old SNL clip. I've overstimulated the front end of this here.
The payoff better be huge.
Yeah, right? This is an SNL quality line.
Okay.
Let's get it.
I said, gosh, now I've already screwed the rest of. Why did Mufasa's son cause such a stir when he was down in the valley before the wildebeest came through? And you say, why?
Why?
Because he didn't Simba down now.
Oh, gosh.
I do have one quick
That
Lion
was
King
so
joke.
good. Yeah.
I have a quick Lion King dad joke, but it's only if you want to moan. See, it worked. It worked. So dumb.
What
Okay.
a great story, though. I teared up a little bit in the middle when that song came on, where He Lives in You. I was like, oh my gosh! I told my students that. I'm like, do you think about that song, guys?
Yeah.
I was like, it's actually so true. Like, that's the moment where Simba is like, oh yeah.
Well, and I love it too because it
it's
shows
beautiful.
it's He lives in you, and to even get to that point, it took the love of this woman slapping what's his name, Simba, around a little to be like, look, you got to man up, and so
Be who you are.
yeah, that's what we're doing right here. We're manning up at the tiny table.
That's right.
Rubbing knees.
Hey, you said it, but you're wearing a nice suit, so it is a comfort to all that you're here rubbing knees in a nice suit. You wear a suit to work every
I
day?
wear a tie almost every day.
Yeah.
Our principal decided that on Fridays we could dress down a little bit, but every day.
Do
tie.
you dress down?
On Friday, here's why I don't like to, because we have mass on Friday.
Yeah, the one day you really need.
And that's when we tell our students, you're dressing up, it's mass. And then like the teachers are going to dress down. So I
You're
bring
wearing
a change
jorts
of
and they're wearing-
clothes.
yeah.
Well, I'll bring my tie still, and then I'll kind of dress down.
Yeah, a
tie
tie with jorts.
Of course.
But it's Catholic Schools Week, so I went a little bit extra today.
Okay, so it's
just to-
Catholic Schools Week right now. What happens with that?
I love Catholic Schools Week. My favorite week.
Just don't get away
Next
from
to
that microphone. There you
all
go.
the other weeks.
You're so excited.
Catholic schools. I grew up going to a Catholic school, so I remember this week just every school has it a little differently. You know, the USCCB kind of tries to give us some guidance and reminds us to make sure you spend a little bit of effort and time honoring the parents or honoring the teachers. But just really the whole week is about remembering how special an opportunity it is to attend a Catholic school where you can have the crucifixes front and center and you can talk about Jesus in the middle of math class somehow.
During
I always find a way to work it in, yeah.
Yeah. Is this also one of the times that y'all will do a procession through the school?
We have it coming up tomorrow where we have a procession, a Eucharistic procession down every single hallway.
That's awesome.
It's pretty amazing.
I'm going to tell Holly it's for her birthday.
Once a week.
Tomorrow is her birthday. Yeah.
Oh, that's
our
great.
daughter's pre-K4.
Yeah. So, wow, amazing. But they'll get like a dozen servers, the incense and a bunch of candles, and Father will just come down through the hallways. Oh, it's amazing. Yeah.
Do you remember Catholic Schools Week growing up?
Yeah, decently. I remember there would always be some sort of special events and stuff that we would do at St. Luke when I was in middle
Dressed
school.
like Paul Day?
No, not unless you wanted to have a chili bowl haircut. But
yeah.
rocking
Surf's
it
up, dude.
in the early '90s. Yeah.
Cool. Well, speaking of Surf's Up, comedy's up right now.
Comedy's up because we're going to play a little game called Blessed Are the Joke Makers, for they shall inherit the points. 105 points on this one.
Love this.
And I got to ask you something. Do you guys just get in your head sometimes like, I'm going to say this no matter what happens? Like, I'm going to shoot for this like funny line from the earlier part of the show, or do you like really just let it play out?
Just let it play out.
Yeah.
Is that why y'all are beating me?
Yeah. You can't have take lock. You got to be fluid.
That's
Yeah.
perfect advice to somebody who has no idea what that means. Let's go.
All right. So we've got a character card and a Catholic card game card. We have to answer the Catholic card game prompt as this character. You just get to decide which one you like the most, and you award all 105 points to that person. All right. So the character we have to become is a shopaholic. So as a shopaholic, blank led me to blank.
You're knocking stuff over. You ready to go? You punched something.
As a shopaholic, my love of reading led me to read the Catechism of the Catholic Church, and that led me down this whole rabbit hole of celebrating Catholic Schools Week here at Lucid Private Offices. And I was so excited I had to buy the hat, and I just continued to fill our classroom with so many crucifixes that it wasn't just above the door; it was above every student's desk.
Well, I saw that there were several coupons in the Macy's magazine, and so that shopping spree led me to buy a brand new suit, which was absolutely glorious. But then I was like, you know what's more glorious? Clerics. And so I thought, I'm going to discern into seminary, and I'm going to spend about 14 years there because that's the real shopportunity. And so I think I'm going to shop around for God's call for my life.
If I go back in time, my family's bohemian, and it really is why I maybe felt this innate calling to the accordion and other bohemia type instruments. And when I was in love with the bohemia instruments like accordion, I ended up saying, how can I have one that's big? So I just started pumping out kids and twins. And now I have an accordion style bus. My love of bohemia led me to giant family big bus.
Why did you turn into a water boy? You turned into Adam Sandler's The Water Boy. And I loved it. But also, why?
Well, Bohemia? So good. I haven't. I can't wait now.
I'm Bobby Boucher.
So among those three stellar performances,
You get to pick
you
one.
get to pick a winner.
Oh my goodness.
Dun, 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 dun.
What is this going to be?
he's
You can't do this to us.
What is he doing?
I was feeling it. I was feeling it there.
Hurts my...
He's pointed at all of us. It's really confusing.
It's great for audio.
I'm going to go for not what was said, but how it was said.
Okay, that's fair. You can choose
Delivery
delivery.
method.
Yeah, it's subjective.
I'm going to go with Paul.
Oh my goodness, Paul. I don't even remember what he did. I was in some other zone. I was in a different
You
part
were in
of
Bohemia.
I was in Eastern Western Europe.
The thing is, he's got an amazing voice that I could listen to
you know
audiobooks
that?
on end. Have you ever thought of doing that? Oh my gosh.
Wow, thank you.
You ever listen to the
Audiobook
Bookmark
voice.
podcast? Look this up for your classroom. Your classroom's a little bit too old because they're 10 years old, but get Bookmark podcast where you can listen to Paul read kids' books and all sorts of voices, and just like that guy from Police Academy, if I want to take it back to the 80s for you, where he makes all the noises, mouth or whatever his name is, motor mouth.
Yeah. Where he's like,
I'm going to do that.
Bookmark Podcast. You'll be
Okay.
one of a million people that have downloaded it. Hey, for being
Okay.
our celebrity guest judge, you're going to get socks from Sacrilegious. These are Our Lady of Guadalupe, the new edition.
New edition.
These things are available to anybody
Those are
at
beautiful.
going to the sacrilegious.com, that's not in their website, /BeatiDudes with
Big
no
fan.
the. There's no thes in any of it.
Sockreligious.com
/BeatiDudes.
See you after the break.
I'm a big fan.
Killed it with the URL.
Nick, when it comes to investing, I just feel like money and morality don't always line up. What's the answer?
Often that's the case, but our friends at Aquinas Wealth Advisors have a really great solution. It's called the Faith and Finance Score. You go on their website and you put in your info. They tell you where you're invested and where it doesn't actually line up with where you want to be.
So you mean I don't just have to funnel money towards a retirement fund where I don't know what it's investing in?
That's right, you don't. And you don't even have to give up or sacrifice returns. You can get both.
So just get on the computer, bing, and I type in the website.
AquinasWealth.com. It takes longer to type than it does to get your faith and finance score.
Thanks, guys. Great job, Nick.
You betcha.
Dude, you're on fire today.
Well, speaking of that, have you guys ever worn a custom tailored suit?
Yes.
What?
No, trust me, the segue will make sense because On Fire Media will make a custom tailored website for you.
Nice.
So On Fire Media is all about marketing for mission-driven groups, purpose-driven companies. You guys know something about
For
that,
sure.
right? So what they do is they help you with your email marketing. They help you with Google Ads, with a custom website.
With your pay-per-click?
Yes, paperclips, I'm sure, probably.
No, pay-per-click.
Ah, yes, a term they know, so you don't have to. So they will help you with all of that. All you have to do is if you want to fret less and mission more, go to onfiremedia.com/BeatiDudes to schedule your discovery call today.
Can I get a discount?
Actually, yes. The first 10 people to sign up and become customers with their own custom website get a 10% discount.
onfiremedia.com/BeatiDudes.
BeatiDudes.
You know what I think is hard about starting a business? Healthcare, for crying out loud. It's expensive. It's intimidating. At the end of the day, you're probably paying for stuff you don't even agree with. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
I knew you could. So what we did is we started working with Solidarity Health Share. Totally different. These folks are aligned with us morally and ethically. And even the structure from a cost perspective works for us as we're launching businesses, as we're growing our families. And I don't know if you know this, but a couple times my kids went to the hospital in the last 2 years.
They sure have.
Yours?
But Solidarity has walked with us through all of it, including some crazy stuff for Benny Pro, my little boy. So all of this to say, I would encourage anybody out there thinking about their own business, their own needs, check out Solidarity Health Share for a better alternative to regular healthcare. So check out learnmore.solidarityhealthshare.org/BeatiDudes.
Stop what you're doing and listen to the BeatiDudes.
Welcome back, everybody. We're here with Mathew Zeik, fifth grade teacher, apparently. But you went from...
Why'd you say it?
apparently. Because you went from... Well, like... it leads into my question.
There we go.
I love that word.
Because-
I've told my class about the meme this past week. And now,
Because you went
the,
from-
the apparently meme?
No, what's
This
the
little
apparently?
boy that's like, apparently. You see this kid at the county fair and they had him, they're like,
Oh, they
have you
interviewed
seen
him.
that?
Yes, I have
He
seen
says
that.
apparently like 18 times.
Well, apparently, we're running into some economic... I mean, he basically sounds like a 45-year-old, but...
grabs the microphone and is like, apparently you want to ask me questions and apparently this is my first time on television and apparently I'm about to become famous.
Oh, that's awesome. I have not seen this. I will.
You got to check out the apparently meme.
Okay.
So, you're a teacher. That's current. You were in seminary for an extended period.
Yes.
There's a
That's
gap
proven.
there. Let's fill that gap in a little bit. How did you get from there to here?
Okay. While I was still a seminarian, there was a period of time, and this is very common. I see it becoming even, I think it's pretty much a universal thing now with seminarians where they get a chance to do some internship or some time where they're actually doing some ministry work before they finish their studies and go on then to ordination. So I was working in schools. Loved it. Loved it. And I just knew that whatever it was going to be in the future, that it had to be that when God gives you that gift. I think it was just this past Sunday when we were reading about how the Holy Spirit just gives us gifts and the gift of teaching. And I thought, I loved kids, right? It was all part of my story. I loved kids. I loved being with them. I never got tired of them. And I just have, I guess, maybe some patience and perseverance that were sprinkled in there that just are kind of natural gifts. And I tell stories.
Yeah, that's great.
And then I just knew it was going to be in the field of education. And I was passionate about Catholic education. And so I thought, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I started studying educational administration. I studied psychology when I really know kids. And then I worked at some different Catholic schools in the St. Louis area. And I ended up working at a military academy for a year. That was a really neat experience. In the middle of nowhere in Missouri, a little bitty town called Mexico, Missouri. Worked there. We were going to we were engaged to be married, my wife Estela and I, and I was going to continue to work at the military academy. But then a friend of mine who had also been a seminarian years ahead of me, who had also discerned out at a certain point, was the executive director at a school down in Naples, Florida, and said, "Hey, we want you to come down to the school if you'd like to come to Naples, Florida."
Sure.
And I said, wow. So he said, oh, we have this position. Maybe I need like an assistant principal type of person. And then this is great. And I said, hey, my wife to be, my fiance is an assistant principal right now. And he told me, like, time out. Can I talk to her? On the phone. Sure. So I gave her, he called her. She's from Mexico. He called her down to Mexico and called me back and said, you know that job I was talking to you about?
Not yours.
I gave it to her. But we got this 4th grade thing. I'm like, whatever, better. So since then I've been teaching 4th graders for like 20 years, and now this year I'm teaching 5th graders, and it's been amazing.
I had heard of both of you, and I'd heard of you and like the greatness that you bring. We need more incredible male teachers, especially at that elementary level.
Yeah.
And I'd heard all these great things about you. And if you'll recall, I know you know this well, I was the board president of the school, and there was a changeover of leadership that was a pretty big change. And we were like 11th hour in the recruiting of Mathew and Estela Zeik to get them to move from California to Texas 4 or 5 months later, uproot their life, all their kids, everything to come and be a part of this school. And I had to talk to, I don't know, probably close to 200 people that day. And I had somebody reach out to y'all and put it on my calendar that it was going to be the end of the night for me, but California time, like 8:30 or 9 or something. So I'm like 10:45 at night, like trying to look like I still have energy on Zoom.
Yeah, we Zoomed. I remember
and
this.
I'm like, we really want you here. Like, but it worked. Whatever I said worked. It was great. You never asked me if I was lying. So
So that's your fault.
It seemed too good to be true. God has always guided us. Like I said, we were working at a school in Naples. We worked there for 11 years. Our 4 kids were born in Naples, Florida. And we up and moved to another school out in California, a wonderful Catholic school with a beautiful community. We were there for 6 years. But over all of those years, we were always had our eyes set on Dallas because my wife is from North Mexico, just a couple Monterrey, Mexico.
Dallas South.
And we just were like, we have to end up in Dallas because it is equidistant from St. Louis and Monterey. We could drive up there, drive down there, and visit family. And so it worked out. Yeah.
It worked out really well. Nice. I'm glad it worked out for us because y'all are both a godsend to us. And I know all of the kids who get to interact with your wife, with you, with your kids. You're like a pillar in this whole community here. And I was going to say in the society. This society needs you. Hey, speaking of kids, I had Katie, who's an assistant to the BeatiDudes, put together a little quiz for us for all of us to join in on.
Oh, beautiful.
Called "Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader?" So we're going to call this our and maybe somebody can get something to write with here. This is going to be our reverse Simpsons for the day. So I have not looked at this. I'm a participant in this as well.
This is great.
Are you smarter than a fifth grader?
Are you sure it doesn't say you're smarter than a fifth grade teacher?
Well, we're about to find out. I think, do y'all want to just tackle this together and we can kind of popcorn off and see what we think?
Let's see what we can figure it out.
All right. So I have the answers over here. We're going to...
Separate drawer.
Yeah, separate drawer. I don't want to look at them because I'm afraid I'll see the rest of them.
Sure. We'll write our answers down on this notepad.
Okay.
All right.
Are we a team?
We're a team. We're just going to try to answer.
If we go 10 for 10...
as a group, can be smarter than a fifth grader.
That's it.
If we go 10 for 10, we get your suit. If we...
Jeff will give you the pants. That'll be a pants swap, and then we'll go from there.
That's weird. No, if we can get 5 of them, you get some BeatiDudes socks, and we want you to have them because we got a pile of them over here, and they're just weighing down the whole building. So here we go.
All right.
Number 1.
Process of turning water into vapor is called what?
Evaporation.
I think so too.
I think so too.
Teacher? Do they call you
Wow.
teacher? What is the
Where
process?
did you get these? We were studying that this week. I just taught that literally like on Friday.
She phoned a cousin. That's Lorelai's cousin that is doing this. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, wow.
She did not, but maybe she was going through the textbook.
Yeah.
Okay.
Write it down.
Here's
Gotta
one.
Lock it in.
Yep.
What is the hardest mineral?
Igneous rock?
Meaning like diamond?
Oh, diamond, probably.
I think it might be diamond or it might be crustaceous.
I would go with diamond.
Diamond.
Over crustaceous.
Solid carbon.
Period.
Wait, yeah, that's the Cretaceous period. And were you mixing it with crustaceans? The Cretaceous period.
Yum. Those exoskeletons are hard.
Stuffed crustacean.
Yeah, it was an early part of Red Lobster's formation. Was the Cretaceous period.
I knew you had something.
Nice.
I don't know how we're doing. Okay, what is the large rocks that orbit the sun between Mars and Jupiter called? What are the large rocks
The asteroid belt?
between Mars and Jupiter?
Asteroid belt.
Yep.
Cool. Orion. What? Number 4. Who was the first American in space? Ooh, that's a trick question because it's not.
not on the moon.
Neil Armstrong.
Buzz? No.
It's not Glengarry.
No, but it's wait a sec.
The first one in space it wasn't a monkey because
Aldrin?
monkeys don't have citizenship.
Is it Buzz Aldrin?
I know who the first man in space was, but he was a Russian cosmonaut, and it was Yuri Gagarin.
That is an incredible,
That's great.
deep knowledge there.
Did he become American eventually?
No, I'm sorry.
Can you tell me that name again? Because in case I have a boy,
Y-U-R-I.
I'm
Yuri
just asking.
Gagarin.
Why?
No.
Oh, Yuri. Why you are
right,
asking
hold on.
me this question?
It was the first American in space. Buzz?
I know.
I'm going to go with Buzz Aldrin. That sounds
We'll
reasonable.
We'll write it down.
I don't know.
I know. Yeah.
Buzz.
I know other
Not
names.
Lightyear. Number 5.
What revolutionary leader wrote the influential Common Sense in 1776? Thomas Paine.
Thomas Paine.
Thomas Paine.
P-A-I-N-E.
Oh, really?
Thomas Paine. They always had extra E's in British words.
Yeah.
We got rid of all those. Another good thing about America.
Yeah. Get to it faster. Just pain for us.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
pain.
Bring the pain.
Color doesn't need a U in it.
Not at all. How many countries are in Africa?
Oh my gosh.
How many countries? This is not a multiple choice.
Listen, if you just name them like I did on that one show,
United States, Panama.
you just have to
My
get 2/3 of the way
goodness.
through.
Okay.
Wow. Chad,
I could use a fifth grader right now.
Libon.
Egypt.
The fad this week, it's crazy, but I have a group of boys in the back.
Yeah.
And in their free time, they're studying.
Geography.
They just did Europe. They're trying to do all this.
Can we phone
country-
a fifth grader?
And they're right. We should be able to. I
56?
should have asked them today because they're starting to do Africa. I should have asked them.
I think we're in the 30s. I think we're in the low 30s.
Low
is my
30s?
guess.
Like 27 to 36. Somewhere in that
Let's do
zone.
34.
I think the higher end of that though. I think
Okay.
it's
Let's do
closer to
34.
30s.
34 sounds
If we get
great.
that one right,
I'm going to be amazed.
I'll give you my suit.
Friday I'll be shirtless. All right.
Jeff, that's just a Friday for you.
What are the 3 types of rock?
Oh, I started this.
Hard rock, classic rock, and mellow rock. Right?
No, it's sedimentary, igneous,
Oh, Ignatius.
Metamorphic.
metamorphic. Yeah. Igneous of Loyola. That's right.
Nice.
upon this rock. Okay, 1 inch is equal to how many centimeters?
2.5.
It's
2.2.
Yeah, it's 2.2.
Did you hear his confidence though?
He was.
Well,
he
it's
was
engineering math is what I know, and it's
Yeah,
just
he was
roughly
confidently.
I get away with everything by
incorrect.
talking like that.
2.2. Let's go with 2.2.
Well, let's think.
39 divided by.
A mile is.
Why were we going to the largest?
Well, there's in a
Let's talk
in a
about the
meter. There's
asteroid
39
belt.
inches. Right, because the meter stick on the other side's got the extra 3 inches for the yard.
That's too much division. My brain is going to explode.
The only meter stick I have tells me what the temperature is inside the pot roast.
Gosh, I used to know this for sure. Is it 2.2?
I think
So
it's
just go with it.
point.
We
2.2.
got
I
to
think
get
it's
on with it.
2.2.
What river forms the border between Indiana and Kentucky? You have to know this. You're from somewhere that's not
Mississippi,
here.
right?
Indiana and Kentucky.
Oh, Indiana and Kentucky. Hold on.
Indiana and Kentucky.
Okay,
I think
one of
it's
those
the
states looks
Ohio.
like this. The other one looks like this.
I heard you say India, Kentucky.
The
No,
Pacific
my dad's
River
gonna get
Ocean?
on my case. My
You
dad
think it's
worked
the
on the
Ohio
river,
River?
business.
Yeah,
all
why
his
not?
life.
Why not?
Knows
Ohio.
all
I
river.
think that's right.
If you're his
it's
dad,
Ohio.
please get in the comments and get on his case. And then finally, what is the most abundant element in the universe? Carbon.
Carbon. I think it's carbon.
Did you hear
Hi-
the way we both said that, guys?
Hydrogen? Carbon.
No, one of those has less than the other.
What's number one on the periodic table?
Hydrogen.
Which one
Yeah.
of those things this doesn't belong here?
Hydrogen is it's got the it's only one electron.
It's hydrogen. It's just the simplest thing, right? On the periodic table, number one, hydrogen.
Yeah,
I'm
but
gonna
I
go
think-
with hydrogen.
I think it's carbon. Do you want to split down the middle and the winner gets pizza?
Perfect. All right.
Just give it
What
away.
did you
Jeff,
Hydrocarbon.
Team Jeff says carbon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. What a
Team Matthew.
All right. So the
Says
first
hydrogen.
question was process
see.
of turning it into water is evaporation.
Yes, correct.
Hardest mineral, diamond.
Correct.
Third, asteroids.
Correct.
Oh my goodness, we were so close. We should have said the name of that monkey. Alan Bartlett Shepard Jr. was the first man
Shepard.
American
Alan
in space.
Shepard. Alan Shepard.
Oh, Alan Shepard. Okay.
Man, what a guy getting just completely overshadowed.
By the moon landing,
Yeah.
guys. Yeah.
We'll never forget that.
Thomas Paine with an E. We all know common sense. Ooh, gosh, what was the really high number you said for the number of countries in Africa?
Something like 56.
It was 54.
Wow.
You didn't get it.
Originally, I was thinking 50, but it just seems so high.
Not by Bob
you were,
Barker
you were
rules.
just as wrong as everybody.
No.
And
I
you
was
overshot
closer.
it like Price is like, "Brr, brr," you lose. It's number 7.
Never
Should have
Bob
said it.
Barker
I should have
rules.
said it.
Sedimentary.
Sedimentary.
Yep.
Yep.
Metamorphic.
Sedimentary,
Yep.
my dear Watson.
Igneous.
Yep, got it.
The inches 2.54.
Oh!
You
Whoa.
were still
Still
Close or
incorrect,
wrong.
but also
No. You,
You
can't
said
zero
2.5.
in on the incorrect part. I was more
You were more right.
Would you give him
directionally
points
accurate.
if he was in your class right now? 2.54, is it 2.5?
You'd have extra homework.
Yeah.
You didn't say sig figs. You didn't tell me how many significant
You're
figures
right.
to offer.
Paul
All
got
right.
it.
We should have done the map. The
I
arithmetic.
think whenever they end, that's how significant it is. Mr. Zeik, you're allowed to go home to see Mr. Zeik because it is
In
the
the
Ohio
mirror.
River. Yeah, you got it right. The Ohio River. Ohio. And then the number one element, I don't think she put it on there right.
It's hydrogen.
That's a smart. Good logic.
with you.
Good logic.
Yeah. Always go with your second choice is what we want the kids at home.
No, because I was closer on 2 of my choices and I got undercut by the group.
I think what we need to recognize is close counts for almost all of life because after you get out of 5th grade, it's all just kind of wishy-washy anyways.
That's not the lesson.
That's a grenade right there. Close enough.
Have fun with this
Horseshoes
one,
and hand
Mr.
grenades.
Zeke.
When I throw grenades, I'm like, this is going to get wishy-washy. So
How often do you have that occasion?
More than you would
a lot of
imagine.
things you don't know
Yeah.
about me.
All right.
And then the second lesson would just be confidence when there's not other people around you gets you everything.
Oh, yeah. 2.5.
That's kind of no, but I felt
you were right.
that was correct.
I literally, most of my life is I say stuff, and then the people that are super close to me is like, he doesn't actually know what he's saying. And I'm like, stop talking. I said stuff already. Let's just go with it.
You can't backtrack that.
Yeah.
The third thing,
Go
the
ahead.
third thing is be sure to like, subscribe, and share the show.
5 stars. Do you know what has curriculum that's higher than this 5th grade math?
The 6th grade math.
at Wyoming Catholic College.
They do not have a 6th grade program.
Oh, it's the 60th grade, from what I understand. Mr. Zeik. Can I call you Mr. Zeik?
Professor,
You just did.
Professor Zeik.
Professor. Any closing words for the kids at home that listen to the BeatiDudes through their teacher? What is a word of wisdom? And then we'll roll out of here and get ready for the Friday episode all about pilgrimages. You're going to like it.
That was
We're
the
gonna
teaser.
go with Semper Altius.
Yeah, go on.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna go with Semper Altius. We're gonna go with
Always higher.
Yeah, in Latin, right?
yes,
Yeah.
especially on staircases.
Always higher. Can't go downstairs.
So I got into this habit when I was a kid. I don't know how it ever started, but if my foot touched a stair, I would say like it started as a prayer to Mary. Now I just try to, I don't even notice it's happening sometimes. Sometimes I'll just start like a Hail Mary. Crazy. So my second word of advice would be, always stay close to Our Lady. Our Blessed Mother.
Pray without ceasing.
And if you have her socks, wear them.
That's it.
Guide your feet.
Well, we're going to stay close to you as we take the staircases up and at 'em. The studio's falling apart. I did it today.
Always higher.
Sorry, everybody.
Always higher.
Always higher. Semper
Semper
Altis
Altis.
or you have a great
Semper
accent.
Altius.
Semper Altus.
I studied some Latin. in my day,
So we will
lots
see
of
you
it.
always higher. For the rest of you, we shall.
See you in the Eucharist.
God bless.
Thanks for tuning in. If you'd like to join us at our undersized table, subscribe to the video version of the show on YouTube by typing @ that's the symbol @ so shift and 2 on your keyboard, @ the _ BeatiDudes on YouTube. We'll see you there.